A few weeks ago when we covered the legal side of real estate, we're talking about insurance and making sure you have the proper coverage. Well, what happens if you do have the proper coverage and you need to make a claim, right, Kurt?
That's right.
Kurt Franke joins us once again from the law offices of Kurt A. Franke to talk about, well, insurance and claims and what you do if you think you either have a claim or you've had something happen to your home.
Yeah, well, if you recall last couple weeks ago, we were talking about earthquake insurance and the fact that Nevada has a pretty high rate of earthquakes, third highest in the country, in fact. And so people were following up with me and saying, well, what happens should that earthquake occur? What's the best thing I should do? And I think preparation is, it all starts before the earthquake or the fire or the flood. And it all matters, you know, that you have the right coverage to begin with, and you want to make sure, because most people out there probably don't have earthquake, maybe not flood coverage. So you want to know whether you have those coverages and whether you need them.
All right. Now, I know with a lot of homes, especially if you're on the east side of town, a lot of people are forced to have flood insurance because they live in a token flood plain as their home was developed and their neighborhoods were developed. We see that quite often, but very rarely do people have earthquake insurance around here. You really have to ask about that, don't you?
That's right. Flood insurance is often federally subsidized if you live in a floodplain. Earthquake insurance, not so much. So you want to look at that. You want to initially make sure you have the coverage, then have a good inventory of your house and your objects in your house that you might later need to make a claim on. That will include making a video perhaps of your items or a list of your items and putting them in secure, maybe fireproof safe.
Or just give them to a friend.
That's right.
So you, that's a great idea. I was going to ask you what sort of preparation is out there, but just simply having an inventory of lost possessions. There are a lot of things, of course, that are priceless. There are family heirlooms and stuff like that. But there are things that you can get replaced, and you need to be able to show that they're out there.
And save and store receipts for those big ticket items. You know, those items that the big TV or the couches or things that might need replacing. Put those receipts in that same folder.
Now those receipts, that actually makes a difference?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
You always hear back and forth that it is what it is and they're going to give you...
Well, they might not give you a replacement value, but they'll need to establish what the value was when you purchased it as, even for depreciation.
Very good. If you want to know more, you want to set up an appointment, you can sit down with Kurt, just how they get a hold of you, Kurt?
You can call me at 827-6100 and speak with Linda. She'd be happy to set up an appointment. Or you can go to my website, LOCAF, that's LOKAF.com.
It's law offices of Kurt A. Franke, once again covering the legal side of real estate when we're talking about insurance and making sure you're covered in a claim, right, Kurt?
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're